Hello, I'm going to give you all time to join this live stream today. To join this live stream on today, and I'm going live from the car, so I hope you can see me clearly. I'm going live from the car, and I certainly hope that you can see me clearly. I have a lot of people who may be joining this live stream on today, okay? So yeah, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Share the live, share the live, share the live. There are a lot of people out there who need to be listening tonight, who need to take heed to what is going to be explicitly stated, and take heed to the helpful tips I will be sharing with everyone on tonight. This advice that I'm giving you, or rather tips, things to look out for, warning signs. This information is free. All you have to do is just tune in to the live stream and just listen. That's it. That's all you need to do is listen. And if you listen carefully, if you listen with an open mind, if you listen objectively, you will definitely learn something on this evening. So I want to give you all time to join the live stream today. Okay? So go ahead and chime on in, share. You want to share this on your profiles. You want to share this live stream. I believe this is a live that you would want to share more than any other live stream I've ever done. This is a preventative live stream. I aim to try to attempt, I would say, to prevent some parents from making a mistake. Okay? Making a mistake. I want to prevent. Preventiveness is key. We aim to prevent teens from running away. Okay? It's very stressful and time consuming, right? To try to get them to come back when they've left, when they've already slipped out the window, when they've already gone out the back door, okay? When they didn't come home from school, when they got into a car, early in the morning instead of attending their first period classes, then, everyone's in a pickle at that point, right? Trying to figure out how to find these teens, these children, and get them to come back home. I believe that if you listen, then if you listen carefully, if you listen openly, objectively, that you can definitely, I believe, you can derail your own children, possibly, not in all cases. Sometimes they're just going to do what they're going to do, unfortunately, from running away from home. Okay? You can get down to the bottom of things on the front end and not the back end. That's really important. We want to find out what's happening on the front end, and we don't want to investigate after they're gone and we have no idea where they are, right? I'm speaking to parents tonight, okay? So these are signs, right? Your child is going to run away, okay? All right. Signs your child is going to run away. All right, I don't see enough people here. I know Miss Jones is here. Thank you. Miss Robinson is here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tag some of my supporters into this live stream on tonight. Let's see if I can get some of them here. And I want to ask those supporters that I'm tagging into the live stream to share the live stream, right? Share the live stream. Share. I'm going to ask you to share this live stream, right? And to please share it on all your profiles. I like to see a few sharers. I like to see that by your names. That will be great if you would come on in and just share, and share again. I've learned a lot. When I tell you I've learned a lot, I've learned a lot. Since I've been reporting on missing persons. I was in the grooming phase of learning a lot about teenage behavior when I was teaching alternative school on the south side of Chicago. I was in the grooming phase, meaning that God was preparing me. He was preparing me for the tasks that I have, carried out, and he was preparing me for the role that I am in right now, and that is the role of a missing person, homicide investigative journalist, meaning that I do a lot more in my line of work than just say they missing, find them. There's a lot that goes into actually locating individuals when they go missing. There's a lot of work, late nights, communicating with a whole lot of random people all across the country. And those random individuals, they've helped me tremendously find a whole lot of people. And so, I appreciate all of my supporters. There seems to only be 2 people here. I'm kind of concerned about that, or 3, very concerning. So if you're watching, I'm pretty sure there's more than 3 people watching. I'm positive there is. I would like for you to share this live stream on your profiles. I'm going to go ahead and share it with Missing, Lost, and Trafficked. So at least I've tagged Missing, Lost, and Trafficked into this live stream. I'm going to just invite a lot of you in on the live stream tonight. I've learned so much. For me to be a person that is not a mother, meaning no child has come from my womb, but God has been grooming me. And so I know a lot about teenage behavior. A lot. Even though no child has actually come from my womb. I've never carried a child, but I know a lot about them. Why would I? How is it that I know so much about these children? I've taught elementary school. I've taught middle school. I've taught high school. I've taught on the south side of Chicago alternative education. I know a lot. And I have been put in a lot of different situations with children and teenagers, just teaching. The teaching experience alone, before I ever started reporting on missing persons, really prepared me for what I'm doing right now. Just the teaching experience alone. I've taught students who had experienced a lot of trauma and what we know to be reoccurring trauma in their households. I've taught those children. I've taught children, who were deprived of their basic and essential needs that they should have. I've taught those children as well. I've taught children who felt isolated and who were persistently ignored by their parents on a day-to-day, weekly, and yearly basis. I've taught those children as well. They all display different types of behaviors and characteristics. That's important for you to know. I do have a few more people taking time to join this live stream. Yay, great. A few individuals. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I like to see that there are at least 10 viewers, right? At least 10 viewers to this live stream on today. I like to see that there are at least 10 viewers watching this live stream today. So I'm just giving you time, at least 10. If everyone watching right now would just take time to share this live stream on their profiles, then I believe that we will have 10, if not more, people watching, sharing this live stream on tonight. Come on in, come on in, come on in. 2021 taught me a lot. My faith has been renewed. When it comes to missing people, my faith has been renewed and taken to a whole nother level. Okay? I have a lot of things personally that I can improve my, relationship with God on, in terms of believing, receiving, and, walking by faith and not by sight. But when it comes to missing persons, my faith has definitely been renewed. So I do have, while I have some of you watching this live stream right now, I'm wanting to prepare to explain what missing, lost, and trafficked is, and to give you a disclaimer. I believe that I plan to provide an oral disclaimer at the beginning of each and every single live stream I have. At least that is my goal. Sometimes I may forget, but disclaimers are important. Okay? Are extremely important. I have a handful of people watching, so I'm just going to take time and tag some individuals into the live stream myself. So I'm going to take time to do that. I'm doing that now. I am inviting a lot of different people into the live stream. Just sending out invites. I see that there are more than 6 people watching. There could be 16 or 20. That's awesome. I would like for you to help me get the views up. Tag a parent into the live stream. Tag a parent into this live stream. I'd like for you to, again, tag a parent into this live stream on today. A parent, if you could, tag a parent into this live stream on today, And I thank you so very much for doing so. Tag a parent into the live stream. Share this live stream on your pages. I love to see shares by your name. Shares. And we're sharing. We want to prevent them from running away. God knows it's an awful lot of work trying to get them to come back when they are already gone. But what can we do? What can we do to foresee these children, to predict ahead of time that these children are going to be escaping and running away from home? Okay, that's important, right? So you can derail them. You can derail them if you know the signs. You can't derail those children. You can't, intervene in any sort of way if you don't know the warning signs. If you don't know what to look for. If you aren't paying attention. If you aren't paying attention. And I really believe that so many parents aren't paying attention. Some people may get mad at me or upset. Oh, well, it happens all the time. But I just be telling the truth anyway. And so, in time, you will see that everything I've done, everything I've said, has been to help you and not to hurt you. You will see that in time, okay? Sometimes these things just take time when you're doing the type of work that I'm doing. Thank you for tagging a parent in this live stream. So, I am the founder. Hello, I'm Pebbles. I'm the founder of Missing, Lost, and Trafficked. Missing, Lost, and Trafficked is a non-profit journalism organization. Missing, Lost, and Trafficked receives or accepts donations from private foundations or individuals. No missing, lost, or trafficked individual or family member, okay, of said person is charged a fee to be featured or covered by Missing, Lost, and Trafficked on any of Missing, Lost, and Trafficked social media or internet platforms. Missing, Lost, and Trafficked founder and contributors reserve the right to report news or circulate opinion without censorship from the government or private citizens. All electronic communication, including social media posts, are a public record. Let me say that again. All electronic communication, including social media posts, is a public record. Missing, Lost, and Trafficked exercises freedom of the press, which is a right guaranteed by the United States Constitution, First Amendment. And those rights, this right enables Missing, Lost, and Trafficked to discuss, scrutinize, or investigate any social media posts published about missing persons, homicide victims, or trafficked persons without oral or written consent from family members, okay, spouses, or friends of said individuals. Missing, lost, and trafficked will update the public when missing persons have been found alive or deceased after said development has been stated on social media, in news articles, or police department press releases. Okay? Coverage on missing persons, lost, or trafficked individuals. Live broadcast coverage, oral coverage, written coverage, updating of developments into missing persons investigations is not a form of harassment. Okay, so there it is. Missing, lost, and trafficked. What missing, lost, and trafficked is essentially, I've explained it, and I believe I've given a really in-depth disclaimer. Now, I want to talk about signs your child is going to run away from home. Okay. One telling sign, the first telling sign that your child could be the next child in 2022, and I do anticipate there will probably be a lot of children running away in 2022, just like it was in 2021. It's not really going to change much. One telling sign is that your child is struggling with depression. Okay? Battling depression and loneliness. Okay? Now, all children and all teens who battle depression aren't runaway candidates. So I don't want you to perceive that I am saying that all teens and all children who run away from home are going to run away because they are depressed. However, I am saying that a large chunk of these runaway kids are actively battling depression and loneliness. Okay? My mom was very much in tune with my loneliness. Okay? She was very much aware that I struggled not only with depression, but loneliness. She did not deceive herself into thinking that I am just a child and I couldn't be possibly feeling loneliness to the extent of maybe an adult, right? That couldn't be further from the truth. It's important in 2022 that parents are recognizing that their children, they want to be accepted, they want to be embraced, they want some level of intimacy as well, whether you want to recognize it or not. These are feelings that these teens have. And if you aren't, as a parent, combating those feelings, right, by, taking your child out certain places, talking to them, channeling, into their feelings and how they feel about themselves, the world around them, and just their place in society, if you're not channeling into that, then unfortunately, someone else will, okay? And they are going to use those feelings of loneliness to their advantage So that person can manipulate your child into doing something or putting themselves in some situation that child should not be in. Loneliness is one sign, and depression, that is one sign, actually two, but 2 in 1, I would say. A child, a teen struggling with depression and loneliness is a recipe for disaster. All they need is the right person to come online doing a video game, or doing a Facebook chat, Instagram chat. Some of your teens are creating dating profiles and you have no idea, but they're doing it. They have dating profiles. The same profiles you got on Tinder, they got those profiles because they're lonely. So here's sign number 1 right now. Sign 1. Loneliness and depression. You need to recognize and you need to be in tune with your child, the child that you brought in this world. You need to know when they're lonely. Loneliness and depression, okay? This isn't across the board. All lonely children and depressed children won't run away, but a lot of them do. Okay? Because the right person comes along and they use that loneliness, those feelings of loneliness and depression, to lure your child right on out the door while you're turning over in your sleep, okay? Children who feel isolated, children who are bullied are candidates. They're runaway candidates. And this is just really my take, my opinion. You might disagree. A isolated and bullied child is also a candidate. A runaway candidate. Because, back to the initial point I made in sign number 1, an individual may come along, right, and make them feel accepted, right, when all they've known is rejection, okay? And they will use the rapport, right, to their advantage to lure your child right out of your house. Yeah. So sign number 2 is isolation. Isolated, right? Isolated and a bully child. A child that deals with bullying a lot, believe it or not. Okay? That's sign number 2. They could be a runaway candidate. May not, of course, all bullied children don't run away. All children who are, rejected by their peers, possibly even their own family members, don't run away. But it's a telling sign that that child in that said, situation could be a runaway candidate. Okay? Now, some of you spoil your children too much. You give them everything they want, every place that they want to go to. You're saying yes, 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 yes. You don't say no. You don't know when to say no. Now, there will be a point in your child's life where you're going to have to say no. If you are that parent who has raised an entitled child, you've raised them to feel entitled. You've raised them to feel as though the answer to everything they want and desire is always going to be yes. Even if that desire, that want, is not in their best interest. If you're that parent, there are a lot of those parents. I've spoken with parents that say they can make their own decisions. No, they can't. And then they're wondering why their child has run away. I'm listening to them say, my child can make their own decisions. No, they can't. No, they can't. Your child can't make their own. I'm 39, and my mom is still helping me make decisions. I'm 39. I can't believe I'm 39. I can't believe I'm almost 40. Oh my God, I'm freaking out right now just thinking about it. My mother is still helping me make decisions. Even right now. She tries to kind of, force those decisions at times, but that's another topic for another day. So, if my mom is still helping me make decisions for myself, for my own best interest at 39, there's no way your 15, 16, 17-year-old can make decisions for their own self. That they, can be just given adult roles. And you can just say, hey, baby, whatever you decide, whatever you want to do. And the moment you have to, step in as a parent and say, no, I can't let you do this. This could get you killed. They're having a fit. They might be even trying to throw hands with you because you're that parent that has raised this entitled child. That child is a runaway candidate at that point. You've raised a runaway candidate. A child that definitely could and will be running away from your house very soon. Because you said yes, 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 yes to everything that they want. And then there's that one time that you just have to say no. There's that one moment that, you have to just put your foot down. Right? And then the moment you say no, because they're so used to you saying yes all the time, they're out of there. They're gone. I reported on a young girl who ran away from home because her mom told her she had to wash the dishes. I've reported on children who ran away from home and were gone for weeks because they got on a punishment that they didn't like. Yeah. These are entitled children. Entitlement. Raising entitled children. Saying yes. Trying to be their best friends and not their best parents. You're trying to be their best friends. Their best friend. You need to be the best parent you can be and not be the best friend that you can be. How about that? Okay? So this is sign number 3. Okay? And sign number 3 is entitlement. Sign number 3 is entitlement. You're raising an entitled child. That child is so entitled, whereas the first time you ever say no to them or tell them they can't do this or they can't see this person, they're running away from home. And I'm typing this out in comments for you. Okay? All right, so that's sign number 3. Okay? Sign number 4 that your child may run away from home is that you are fully aware that your child is talking to someone online that they've met, and you haven't taken the time to figure out who that someone is. I've spoken with parents. I've listened to parents. I've read a lot of posts from parents who go to social media for help when their children go missing. And I've seen statements like, I knew they were talking to somebody online, but I didn't know who. I knew it was someone that they were seeing, but I didn't know how serious it was. You should know how serious it is as a parent. As a parent, you should know. You should be trying to figure out who they're talking to. I am an aunt. I'm not a parent, but I'm an aunt. And when my nephew was chatting with somebody on a game, I was being nosy, trying to put two and two together and try to figure out if this someone was an adult. And I took time in the middle of that conversation to address that someone, to try to figure out if that someone was a 12-year-old child or an adult. Snoop around. When they leave the game for a minute or doze off to sleep, whatever you got to do. Look and see who they have been chatting with for hours on end and what the nature of the conversation is. Take time to look at what is being said to your child in these chat messages, through these video games, so you can determine if your child is speaking with someone that is an adult. And if you're paying attention, then you'll be able to figure that out real quick and combat it. If you got to throw the game away, throw it away. But do whatever you got to do so you're not that parent flocking to Facebook. You don't want to be that parent saying to all these people, my child, I knew they were talking to somebody for weeks and months. I just didn't want to be nosy. And I think my child could have been lured away by that person. You don't want to be that parent. You want to be the parent that did everything you could do to try to figure out who the heck your child was talking to. You don't want to be the parent that says, I knew they were talking to someone online. I just didn't know who. I knew they were seeing someone, but I didn't know how serious it was. You don't want to be that parent. Don't be that parent. And I might come off as harsh. And I need to come off harsh because there's kids getting lured away. Some of them are coming back. Some of them aren't. Because we have parents trying to give their kids too much privacy. Too much privacy. Unchecked social media communication and video game chats is a recipe for disaster. Unchecked. You need to be checking. You need to be nosy. You need to be prying so you can figure out. Thank you, Miss Katie, for joining the live stream today. What's going on with your child on the front end and not the back end after you've already filed a missing persons police report? So that's important. So how do I put this in words? So I got sign 2. I think, did I put sign 3 out there yet? So sign 3, and I do appreciate your comments. I'm glancing over them while I'm talking. That your child is going to run away from home is this. Unchecked. Communication right, with strangers on video games and social media accounts. If you know for a fact, now some parents really don't know. Tawanda says someone was messaging my daughter on Roblox and I took over the conversation. I'm glad we have the relationship where she is open. In my house, there is no privacy. Yeah, I did the same thing with my nephew. Like I said, I don't have a child. No child has come out of me. But I know that you can't just let children just be left to their own devices. You better do a little prying. As a teacher, I pried. I sure did. I pried. I listened. I paid attention to that child talking about how she about to hook up with some man as soon as she leave out of school. I'm not their parent. Can't stop them from doing nothing, but I can take time to at least talk to them. Yo, do you think you're making the wise decision here? You know, try to get them to thinking a little bit, just by prying. You can derail those kids a lot by just listening to them. Just listen to them. Listen to them. If you know your child, I'm still on sign number 3. I hope I'm doing this in order and I didn't skip over anything. If you know for a fact your child is chatting with somebody on Roblox for hours or any other game for hours, if you know for a fact your child is chatting with somebody, you can see the messages coming back for hours on end on Facebook and Instagram or any other social media site. Then you need to be trying to pry and be nosy and figure out who your child is talking to. And if they can't tell you, take the whole device from them. They don't need it anyway. How about that? Just don't be that parent that's going on social media. That's embarrassing for a parent to do that. To say, I knew my child was talking to somebody random for a long time. I did not take time as a parent to try to figure out who that random person is. Now I don't know where my child is. Do not be that parent. Don't be that parent. Don't be that parent. Because that parent is in a world of trouble right now. Okay? So that's sign number 3. Okay? Now, sign number 4. That your child is probably going to run away. Y'all had a heated argument. Okay? Heated argument with parent. Okay? Alright. So, there was some sort of heated argument. That's sign number 4. Typically, when the child run away, it's an argument about somebody the child wanted to be in a relationship with, and you said, no, you can't see that person. He's bad news for you. He's not good for you. And then they decided that they're going to see them anyway, so they just escape from mom or run away from home. Another heated argument that happens all the time. Parents they're not honest with me when I'm talking to them and they're telling me their kid went missing. They're not honest with me. They're lying, telling me that there was no argument, that nothing happened. They're telling me that everything was just perfect between them and their child, and they're lying to me. I know the truth is going to come out sooner or later, but in the moment, as a reporter and as a journalist and activist, I'm focused on just trying to do whatever I can to figure out where the child is, right? But there are motives. There's reasons why your child ran away from home. If your child gets pregnant, the worst thing you can do is make them feel like the scum of the earth when they get pregnant. They're probably going to run away from you. If they get pregnant, if you threaten them with abortion, they might run away from home. They might run away from home. I'm just saying. Don't be that parent. And now you're on social media pleading for everybody's help, begging for folks to help you, and you're the main reason why they ran away from home to begin with. Because something you said. My mom hasn't always been perfect. Everything she said wasn't like, it didn't come from a psychiatrist, right? She knew when to double back, though. If she felt she said something that made, in any kind of way, hurt our feelings, right? Or lower our self-esteem or anything like that. She knew how to come back and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. My mom knew how to be humble. A lot of parents don't know how to be humble. They don't know how to double back and just apologize to their child. They'll say, and my mom hasn't said none of the stuff that I've heard parents say to children, like demeaning stuff. But anytime she felt that it was just something that she just might have hurt our feelings, she knew how to come back, explain herself. And that's a way, and be humble. And that's a way to prevent your child from making some crazy decision based upon something you said because you were so disgusted with whatever that child did in that moment. Heated arguments lead to runaway situations. Emotional words contribute to your child running away. Things that you said out of anger and out of emotion and not out of reason will contribute to your child running away from home. Now you can get on Facebook and you can lie all day and say, you can get on Facebook and you can lie, go on and lie and say that everything is perfect. That everything was just peaches and cream. And there's no reason why your child should ever have left. And you called that child a bastard. You said to that child you wish you never had her or him. You called her a hoe in a thought. The abusive things you said to that child that led to that child running away. And then you get on Facebook and you lie. I be knowing that some of y'all lying, but but my goal isn't to expose you in your lies. My goal is just kind of in that moment to help you find your kid. I know it wasn't perfect. I know your child didn't talk to you about everything. But that's what you want to come on Facebook. And as the young people say, you want to get on Facebook capping. Acting like you didn't just say some crazy stuff to your child that contributed to your own child running away, and you did. You know you did. You know you did it, and God knows you did it too. Why don't you go out and repent? There was a mother who wanted to take her child to boot camp because he was acting out. He ran away. She didn't want to be honest and just say, you know what? My child ran away because I was trying to take my child to boot camp so maybe he can better himself, or I was trying to force my child out the house for whatever reason. But baby, we can work this out. Being honest can help you get these kids back. Being honest about whatever it was that y'all argument was about before they left, They're reading your posts. They're looking at my live streams. They're seeing you on live with me lying. Those kids that you looking for, they're going on social media and they're seeing that you are lying. They're seeing you cry these crocodile tears. And all the stuff you're saying is furthest from the truth. And you're pissing them off and they're staying gone longer as a result. That's just the truth. I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Sign number 4. Heated argument with parent. Sign number 5 is that you have children that just want to achieve some sort of false sense of power and independence, okay? These are the top 5 signs, and I'll stop right there. There are a lot of signs. Like, we have children that have drug problems, but we don't want to talk about that, and we don't want to tell people that our children have drug problems. We don't want to tell the world that our kid is on a drug binge right now, and that's why they gone. But that's another topic. That's getting real deep. That's too deep. Everybody is not prepared for the drug conversation tonight. Okay? Everybody not prepared. All right? So sign number 5, I'm going to just give you these top signs. We know that drugs have played a significant role in the reason why a lot of these kids is missing the truth be told. Okay? When the truth is really told. But sign number 5, this is what these kids are trying to do. They're longing to, okay, achieve, okay, a sense of power or independence. Okay. So sign number 5. I meant to write longing. My bad. Longing. And I gotta correct that. That was not. Okay. Your child just wants to feel like they grown out here in these streets. They want to feel independent. They want to feel like they're an adult. They want to feel like they're ready to run with the big boys. They just want to be grown. They just tired of you telling them what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And that's sign number 5. Rebellion. Rebellious. Some teens are just rebellious. I don't care how tactful you are talking to them and what kind of emotional support you give them and how much you try to boost their self-esteem. Some of them are just rebellious. I'm just going to tell the truth. You want me to lie? Never. I ain't going to lie to you. Never. I'm not going to lie. Never. The 5th top sign. In my mind, these are the signs coming from me. This is based upon my 2021 experience in covering missing children. Is that they are longing for a sense of power. They feel powerless. They feel like they're not really in charge. They want to be the person dictating how things are going in their day. And they're going to figure out a way to do it. It's just simple. And after they're gone for a little while and experience some things, then some children may actually want to come back home on their own. Others might be in denial, even though they are putting themselves in situations that they shouldn't be in and don't really want to be in, but they're just trying to prove a point to their mom and dad. So they suffer a lot of things. They put themselves through unnecessary situations and circumstances because they want to prove that they can be independent. Okay. Well, I certainly hope that what I've shared with you has helped. And you're preventing your own child from being the next runaway or the next person to be reported as a missing child or teen. And I want you to always be checking and seeing what your child is doing, how they're doing, and who they're communicating with. Okay? Who they are communicating with. You should always be prying. You should stay nosy. You should never have the mindset or get into the mindset where you're convincing yourself that your child is grown and they can make their own decisions. I should not have a parent calling me saying, help me, my child is missing. I thought they were smarter than this. They can make their own decisions. I thought they can make their own decisions. I let them make their own decisions. That should not be coming out of your mouth. You really convince yourself that you just let them be, huh? You don't check anything. You don't worry about nothing they doing. You don't try to see what stranger they've been talking to and you know they've been talking to a stranger. You don't ask them where they going when they leave out the door. Because you have convinced yourself that your child is grown and your child can make their own decisions. I'm 39 and my mom is not convinced of it. I haven't convinced there's nothing I can do to convince her that I can make all of my own decisions. Period. And I'm just that grown. She still be trying to pry and eavesdrop so she can try to stop me from doing something or making some sort of decision that she think wouldn't be in my best interest. And I'm 39. You think that your child is 16? You think they that independent, huh? They that grown. No, they not. No, they're not. You better be a little nosy. Well, those are the top 5 signs. I would like for you to share this live stream with your family members and your friends. I would like for you to follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, Pebbles Bam Bam. Join the Missing, Lost, and Trafficked Facebook groups. I will be doing a lot of my in-depth coverage in that group. I see a lot of the stuff that I report on. I get real deep and I put out a lot. And I just don't think that at this point, due to a lot of attacks that I got in 2021, I can do it in that manner and be successful. Everybody can't handle, or neither do they understand, what an investigative journalist does. So I definitely will be shifting my reporting. Everybody not going to be able to go to Pebbles Bam Bam page and see all of this stuff, all of this tea, all of the receipts, everything that I'm uncovering about these missing persons. Because they can't handle it. So, my true supporters will be able to kind of take to look at the investigations as those investigations play out. I'm always sharing screenshots of things that I'm learning. I'm working on a case right now. about a man who went missing out of Portage, Indiana. I've created a Patreon, and you'll have to join and subscribe to the Patreon so I can, so you can, be a part of, the movement to find missing persons alive and kind of help solve some of these unsolved homicides and crimes without feeling as though, right? Without feeling as though you're being censored by other individuals. So I am systematically, right now, working on developing platforms that will not be censored, shut down, cannot be reported on, and canceled by other individuals. Just because they don't like what I'm doing. Even those individuals' own families. Okay? So I'm working on that now. Solidifying my organization and my presence as a legitimate news organization that will not be disturbed, canceled, right? Intimidated or threatened just because I'm getting too close to an uncomfortable truth. How about that? There will be a lot of changes being made this year. You better believe that. I've learned a lot from 2021. Folks have tried to cancel me several times, but I just refuse to be canceled. All right. Have a great evening and stay safe.